shit around and da da da. Like, no, I'm programming you. You do what I tell you to do. I don't want you coming in and trying to change up my people's minds and thinking they can do this, and that. They work for me. So it's just like, so as that, you're not going to see polygamous relationships being glorified or showing how they do work and how they are powerful because of the system that we live in. But if you look into, if you just think about it, meditate on it, a polygamous relationship consists of a man that knows his purpose and knows his mission in life, that wants to be able to leave that for children. He's going to be focused on having multiple children. And with that, he's going to want to have that help to progress his mission and his purpose in life, given to him by God, by his higher thoughts. So to me, I always cared about a man's mission and purpose. So maybe it's just me, I don't know. But to me, I would want to be able to be that helpmate. And if you're a woman to a man, why would you not want to reproduce him in every way? Like, if this man is able to lead you, why wouldn't you want him to help lead other women? Like, why wouldn't you want sister wives involved? A lot of women, like, I don't get it. Like, for one, a lot of women are being slaves to the system, going out working all day, doing all this stuff. You have kids to take care of, and it's very stressful on you. Why not have a man that can lead you and help you, and also have sister wives that can help you as well? Like, it just makes sense to me. Like, fighting at the beach just felt crazy. That's when you have to become whole within yourself. This is the thing, to come whole within yourself. It's not to say that functional polygamous relationships don't have stress. There was a observation done on stress, and it's like this: everybody goes through stress, but it's how you handle it, it's how you deal with it. So you have to look at your response to things. This is where we tell you, look at your response to things. So when something stressful comes your way, it's not to say, oh, life is going to be all picture perfect. Certain things are going to come your way. This is life. Like, if everything was perfect in life, what would be the point? Like, there's certain things that come your way, so you should be able to overcome those things. So in that, it's like stress comes your way or jealousy comes your way. You have to be able to look at that in a different light, in a healthy perspective. You cannot just be like, oh, I'm stressed out, blah, blah, blah. Like, you're going down to negative thoughts. You have to say, oh, I was stressed out over that. I felt that, and I got myself back up. You just see what happened today with Baba G. Like, you get yourself back up, you find what is helping to you. You get yourself out of those negative thoughts. Some people do, fall in those, and that's not good for your body. It's not good for your mind. So you have to find healthier thoughts. So if you're stressful, or if you're jealous because how the girl's fucking your man, you better find a healthier thought about that, because that is your problem, not nobody else's. You can't point, oh, because she functions so good, and now no, that's your problem. You have to overcome that shit. What can I do if I have trouble listening, grasping, understanding, retaining, and learning knowledge? So I feel like this. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you this. Like, whenever I was a child, I used to fall asleep in church all the time, right? And then when I used to try to study the Bible, I was not getting it. It was not working. Until I met somebody that was able to explain it in a way. Like, I listened to multiple pastors, I asked multiple pastors questions. It just did not click for me. Until I found somebody that was able to teach me on a way that it made all the way fucking sense. So if you're trying to make sense of something that's not clicking, maybe it's not for you. Maybe you have to look into a different direction. So I wouldn't feel like, oh, so bad. Maybe it's not for you. Maybe you have to find something that is for you, that's your truth. show you what they want to show you. Not everybody's gonna be real and show you the ups and downs. Like I can have a polygamous relationship right now and just show you all the good. You think it's so wonderful. This is what a lot of gurus are doing. So I respect him, I learn from him, but I can tell that you're not being all the way real. You holding back certain things. And most people is not gonna show you their personal life. So when I see somebody actually being real, ups and downs, showing everything, I respect it. But I'm not gonna, somebody can easily show you some shit that looks so good, but it's fake because they're not being all the way real. Stress depends on perspective. That's a fact. It depends on your perspective of it. We're just not interested in bringing some extra person in our relationship. Too many moving parts. Hey, maybe, man. I'm grateful, man. I know, right? I'm getting it in. So, you don't want to bring an extra person into your relationship. So you don't want to add on. You don't want to add on to your relationship. That's what that sounds like to me. But also, I feel like maybe it is certain people is not for them right now. But I tell you right now, we're going into groups. So I look at it like this: like even if you're monogamous, can your man communicate and build with another woman, or are you going to say no to that too? Like you have to figure out: are you monogamous because you're insecure? Because of these certain things, can your man go and build with other women, like talk to them and help them do things and be basically in a relationship with them without fucking them? Is that going to be a problem too? Yeah, I'm open to questions. Like I'm a responder, so I like when people talk to me, I'm able to respond. I can respond. I can talk better like that. So when you ask me questions, I'm able to respond easily. Well, you said I don't understand what you mean when you say maybe it's not for me, it's not my truth. Some people say it's only one truth in the world. That may be right? But there is different levels to enlightenment. Some people may only get to this level in their lifetime, and then the next lifetime, meaning your next generations, maybe go on to the next level, and then their next generations keep going. So I feel like maybe there's a certain level to it. See, a while back, a couple relationships ago, I had a guy that was like telling me about the secret, and for some reason I didn't want to hear it at that time. But whenever we broke up, I'm like, oh, what's that thing you were trying to show me? I wanted to listen to it because I be cool with all my exes. That's how I always was. And he was like, no, I'm not about to get busy or whatever. So after that, I ended up coming into it, and it was just like, dang, why did I get that then? And I believe it's because I had to go through certain other things in order to actually be attracted to that. And I don't know which knowledge you're talking about, like if it's something. So sometimes it's your subconscious. Like you have to reprogram your subconscious. Sometimes the things that you think you already know get in the way of things. I'm just going off of what you said. But I feel like sometimes it's your subconscious. Like we've been programmed to think this, and that. So when we hear something new, it might not like click like that. You might have to read it over and over and over. That's how things get into your subconscious. That's why they promote bullshit music to you, slavery movies to you. They promote these things to you over and over and over in different forms, so it can be in your subconscious. So in order to maybe understand or grasp something new, you might have to just continuously read it and grasp it over and over and over and reprogram your subconscious to the truth, if that's what you feel like is the truth. That makes sense. I see you sense of heart, something that makes sense. So yeah. recording the audio too. But it's okay. We'll get it together. And I will be putting this on YouTube. But that's the thing that be getting on my nerves. I be getting sparked, saying some real shit.
Peace, God.
Peace,
Can you
God.
hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Was you saying something? I didn't want to interrupt you.
No, I was pretty much, I said a lot.
Oh, okay. I just tuned in. Yeah. Are we having the downloads tonight?
I think so.
Okay. Cool. I'm definitely gonna tune in.
Yeah. So do you believe in polygamy?
Yes, I do believe in polygamy. However, I think, in my own opinion, I feel like the women should set it up.
I can feel that.
I mean, what's your thoughts?
No, I feel that. I was saying this too. After my last experience, I feel like the women have to be bonded. Like they have to be able to get along. And if it's all about just the man, it's too easy to become into like competition and all this dumb shit if the women are not bonded like together. And I feel like if a woman was able to get women together and then, I think that'd be cool. But I definitely see that the women have to have like sisterhood bonds or, some problems like
Yeah,
that.
I think that as far as like the man and the woman should really develop the relationship first as far as bonding for over at least a good couple of years and then think about adding somebody. And like I say, it's kind of on, I think really, as far as if the woman is really comfortable with whoever's coming into the relationship.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's my thoughts. It's just kind of just like more. It's got to be more organic, as far as it can't be. Like I said, I really believe in, like, as far as being celibate for a couple of years.
I know. I
Yeah,
hear you,
just
but
as far as like this is the right one.
I hear you. I just feel like I don't know. I had like when I was with my first like the person I lost my virginity to, I was there. We was together for like some years, like before I lost my virginity, and once that happened, like things changed. So I don't know. What if you wait years and you think this is the one, but then after that happens, things change, and now you gotta go find somebody else.
Right. And I guess that's probably because, like I say, you was in another relationship before. You never really thought about it like that. Maybe that has a lot to do with it. I don't.
No, that was just my first. That was my first.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, for me, like I say, I've been in a few relationships, but it wasn't like nothing serious. Again, it was kind of always like more just like a brother and sister bond. Because I think that's like the relationship that you want to really build is kind of like understanding like brother sister bond first, and then kind of like leveling up.
Yeah, I can see that, like kind of like being friends first, and building that bond first before you even do the sexual energy exchange and stuff.
Right. Because I mean, like nation building, I think that is important as far as like I really think that the reason why we should have sex is really for procreation needs.
Right.
But like I say, I think it's got to be with the right one. Because I mean, I'm a musician. like, I don't believe in abortion, but I feel kind of like if it's your own right and your own will for wanting to be or get with somebody, then, like I say, that's somebody, that new life and that new energy that you're bringing, that new life force should not be neglected. But if there's an issue where the female or the male was raped, then I feel like, yeah, that person should have a choice as far as with abortion. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Because that person did not have a choice.
Yeah, I understand that. When I used to talk about all the little things that the world is talking about, like abortion. I don't believe in abortion. Even in that situation, I still don't believe in it. But I understand what you're saying. Especially now with the nation building and the spirituality. So I guess I don't know. I just think it's not normal. But maybe I can history check and see. Maybe back in the day they had like some natural ways of. But I don't know. I just feel like every person that could, if they can't take care of it, maybe they can give it for adoption to somebody that will take care of it. But with being friends and stuff, I just feel like you could be friends with somebody for a long time and then something can happen where you're not like cool no more.
Right. I agree with that. But I mean, I just kind of feel that it's kind of just something that you don't want to rush nothing. And we shouldn't be rushing into any type of relationship or any type of thing. We should be, I mean, it's kind of like, I want to get a chance to know you before we create a seed. A lot of the people I know don't even know the woman. Like what their attributes are, what do they bring as far as like what their spirituality, any of that. They don't know anything. They just meet the woman the first day, and like I say, try to do something automatic, which I think is totally absurd.
Yeah, but I think a lot of people don't know themselves in general, like especially in America, like we're not, don't really know ourselves like that. A lot of people are brought up on religion. They don't understand spirituality. They wasn't raised to that type of way. So yeah, we do, get into these relationships, and then you got the system to fall back on as far as child support and locking the man up and all that bullshit. So that's a problem. But I feel like that if a man knows his mission and his purpose, and he's able to build a village and a tribe, then like your parents, they're going to teach the kids a certain way of life so that they can abide by that and start to make the change in the world. But right now, most people are programmed through the generations to think a certain way. So then we do get into those relationships, and we don't even know ourselves. So we're trying to understand ourselves through relationships, and the person's not going to be right for you because they're going to show you the bad things about yourself that you need to change. And then you got the system there playing on that. So, but I do understand, like, yes, you should want to get to know somebody. You got to be careful who you share that energy with. Like, yeah, I definitely know that. Like, especially, yeah, I know that definitely. Got to be careful. So, but I think it's so important to know yourself, because once you know yourself, then you know exactly what you want and what you need.
Right. Because I mean, I've been in situations where it's kind of like relationships. The way it go for me is kind of like I'm really teaching and educating the other female, and they're just not ready. It's kind of just like almost like that attitude of not being ready. Like damn, like this shit is rough. Like somebody, it's kind of like I take them on a I take them through what do they call it? Trying to think of the phrase. I take them through an obstacle course before they make it all the way to the finish line.
That's good.
Because it's kind of just like you got to be ready. For me, it's kind of like I don't want no setbacks. It's like when I decided I wanted to do my music and create a band and stuff. I'm moving through that situation right now with the musicians. It's like who's really ready, who's really disciplined, who's really wants to play their calls and call me back versus the people that don't call me back and they're not ready. And then they get a gig, then pass that gig up for another gig that's paying a little bit more money. Like when you already just set up another gig with me, I don't got time for that. I want to get a chance to build with the people that are really interested and dedicated in the practice of what I'm doing. If I'm there in my group, then it's kind of just like you gotta focus your time on what we're doing. Like there's gotta be some type of order or structure in what I'm trying to bring about, and that's what I'm going through right now. Is kind of just like guys are not calling me back and all of that. They're just money hungry. They're not in it for the music. It's like it's nothing really. I love this music. This music is more than anything greater in my as far as my belief. Like that was the funny thing about it was my father told me. He said, man, I always told him that music was first. He was like, health is first. And I had to think about that. I was like, health? And then it made more sense. The more you're able to take care of your body, the more music you'll be able to play. So I wanted to generate more music. That's always been my thing. It's kind of like I really want to search. I'm searching right now for the sound.
Right. I feel like a lot of people in America are not. It's hard to find loyalty, and it's hard to find people that are not sellouts. Like a lot of people are sellouts. And I used to do like promotions. I did club events. I helped artists with marketing and media and stuff like that. So I know I did it with music artists, models, dancers, actors, and small business owners. And I see, everybody is about like their sellouts. It's like a sellout thing. They're not doing it for the love of the music too much anymore. It's about the money. Like when a lot of people first start out, they do it because they love it. They like it. They're doing it to give the world their talents, their gifts. That's your mission right there. It's your music, what you bring to humanity. And a lot of people, once they start getting the money, they start to be like, oh, I'm only going to move if it's based on money. So that's being a sellout, and that's how agencies are able to come in and pay you off so that you can promote whatever they want you to promote instead of promoting from the heart. So I do agree that health is important.
It's funny. Like I say, I don't have no issue. Like I say, that's how I generate. The way I look at money is kind of like I use it to get me to the next day as far as buying more. See, when I get money, I get into the habit of when I go inside a music store and I'm acting like a little child. I'd be like, I gotta get that. I need to pick this up. So it's kind of that attitude. When I get money, it's not really I want to be rich. I'm thinking of that mentality of wanting to buy more music equipment, and it's kind of that attitude of. And the thing about it for me is I want to do something really creative with the music that I do, whether if it's with a band or I'm playing by myself. I want to bring my A game to a performance where it's worth the quality of far as in the soul, as far as whatever I hear, like blues or playing jazz or funk or whatever, it's got to hit me and it's got to be honest. That's the thing. It's kind of like music got to be super honest, where it hits you in the soul, and it's not about the money. It's about wanting to make music. So that's the thing. Is kind of like for me is wanting to generate. To make money is kind of like you want to generate the best quality music to make more money, produce and get more equipment. I'm just a big technology kind of like tech geek at it. As far as I've always just liked equipment, I gotta have this speakers, mixing boards, all of that type of stuff. So we ready. It's like when I told my drummer like we was gonna go out and do some street performing, he did not know what this whole thing was. I had to explain like how to street perform, how to really go to bigger venues to produce a lot of money. Like, we was doing like ball games, festivals before COVID. Now before COVID, we was doing like big ball games and we was generating like over $900, $10,000, like $1,000 type of vibe doing a ball game. I was like, man, we never made that type of money in a club or doing any type of venue. So that was really where it was for us as street performers. And it was kind of like I've always wanted to encourage everybody to be really, really free and loose. That's why in the music it's kind of just like we overanalyze some things. Some music is very hard to listen to for other people, and then some music is very easy to. I mean, it's so many levels of conversation that we have with our music. It's an art form. That's why I think that jazz, blues, classical, and all of those type of different genres, they all speak with a different attitude in the music, where we can have that conversation when we come collaborate with those musicians, whether they're reggae musicians or they're jazz musicians. We're always going to be in the same room because we can speak to each other. So that's what I bring to the table. Is kind of like we got to have that mentality to always not one-sided. It's kind of like just to bring I don't want to be a jazz musician. I want to be a rural musician. I want to search and play music all over the world. I'm listening and hearing music from India and every country as far as the way they like hearing the music in India. You got people that sit in lotus positions for hours listening to a drone and just listening to this music hours and hours, and it's just meditation. That's a whole another thing of listening versus how the Western mind thinks as far as dance and go out and party. Some people actually got the mentality to sit and listen. That's the audience that I vibe with.
Yeah. What you have to do is just continuously play it. Like there, you have online and you're able to reach many people. There's many apps that have Indian people on there. You have to just continuously just play the flute all day, and you will get people that can open yourself up for donations. You'll get people to send you money and do what you love doing and be who you are. Also, what I was teaching before I stopped with the marketing and stuff is like you got to. It's about the audience knowing who you are. So talk about your stories and stuff. And that can also attract women that are the same type of have the same type of mindset too. So if you're going out like talking to certain women just because they look a certain way, then they might not have the same mindset. But if you're just proclaiming, this is like proclaiming the kingdom, like proclaiming your shit, like who you are and your mission, your purpose, you're gonna attract those women to you. That's what all men have to do. You have to, whatever you love to do, you got to continuously do that, and then the right women will come to you. When you're searching for women, you're gonna run into women that ain't right. But doing your shit, they're gonna attract to you.
I agree. I totally agree. Like I say, it's kind of just like it's got to come. Like I said, you just got to do the work. Like one of my teachers, told me, man, it was like, man, nobody's not gonna hold your hand. Like you just got to go out and do the work.
Exactly.
And that's my biggest lesson out of everything was like I gotta make all of this stuff happen. I can't rely on you or that person do this or that. I gotta make this whole thing possible.
Exactly. So like when I was managing models and stuff, I got tired of them. Like I used to get into these hoes every day. I used to be kicking them out and doing all stuff because they were like, I wanted model, I wanted dance, I'm giving you gigs, but they acted like they wouldn't treat the white man like that. They give them a job, give them $10 an hour, but they treat me fucking crazy. And I have to fight with them all the time, and it was just like to a point where I'm like, you know what? I have to just look at myself and what I know about me. I'm not gonna depend on these bitches no more. And then that's what I did. So I just focused on myself, and then I was able to come into some of my crafts that I didn't like look into, and even the teaching stuff. You know, being able to talk online and all these things. So I was like, from a younger age, I was just like, oh, let me look at other people. But you know, now it's more like, what can I bring to the table? I'm not about to count on other people too much.
Right. So before you got into the knowledge, what was your kind of like your normal lifestyle or how you was like a model?
Yeah, I did modeling and dance. Like I started looking into what I know how to do. So all the things I was putting into other people, like the music, I write lyrics and stuff, write poems, do modeling, dancing, acting. I was a casting director. I was into marketing, media. I would help usually I was like helping models get gigs or taking girls to the clubs. I've been around a lot of big music artists, like rap artists, like Rick Ross, Kevin Gates, Lil Boosie, and stuff, and did music videos. I would put them in positions to be able to be around these people. They wanted to come around just, maybe get some money, to get in the clubs for free, to be drinking for free and all this type of stuff. So it's like they was kind of using me and I was using them to help my brand. And eventually I just got tired of it. It was like I can model too, but at a young age, there was like one of my ex's mother's boyfriend from Chicago. He used to lecture us for hours and hours. And one thing that stuck with me was he was like, because I used to think of myself like a pimp, but I didn't ever make girls feel no coochie or anything. But I was still, selling how they look. If they were sexy, they had a big ass. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take some photos. I did photos, photography, I did a lot of stuff. But one thing that stuck with me with him was he was like, if you got 10 girls, he was something like a pimp. He was like, if you have 10 girls, going out making money and giving you $1,000 each, how much is that? So that just stuck with me. So to a point where I didn't look at myself, I always looked at, well, if I had 10 girls, 100 girls to do this, then I'll be able to make a lot of money. So I was just chasing money, doing marketing media. I do websites, social media marketing. Like my company was Pretty Hustle Promotions, but the last company was Dreammakers Empire. I did music artists. I used to interview them so they can tell their story. And that's the same thing I'm telling you now. Is like you got to tell your story so you can connect with people on a personal level, and then they'll start to support you because they know more about you. Like when you was talking the other day about G, we start to learn more about you, and we got connected more with you. So that's the point now with social media is talking about yourself, your experiences, giving your knowledge, your wisdom, and showing your crafts.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you consider yourself to be more of a spiritual guru? Is that just a teacher now? Okay. Yeah, that's what I kind of gathered. Just kind of like I say, from a lot of the people in the organization now, it's kind of like, yeah, people. I mean, let me ask you this: who do you really see? Like, is it just only a handful of people that's really serious about this whole piece as far as the knowledge?
As far as which knowledge, just the knowledge that we teach, or just spirituality in
Yeah,
general?
yeah, just as far as the knowledge y'all really teach.
I feel like people come across the truth, but sometimes it's hard to fix yourself, especially when you've been programmed so much. Like you haven't been programmed that much by the world. Like you grew up in a village basically. You grew up being taught these are the things that we need to do. You know, as what we want to do. Like this is the future of how you grew up. It's being taught a certain way of life, a certain code of conduct, things like that. So that's the things that we're going to teach. But certain people come into it, and I feel like they're enlightened and they're able to help their life. A lot of people know the things that we teach about, but I see they go back to doing what they were doing before, like chasing money, empowering the system. We're not all the way for the system, even though I understand it, because I believe that men have to create their own type of government, their own system, and raise the next generation around their codes of living instead of the government. So when we chase money, all we're doing is powering the system. Then I started looking into creating my own currency, and that's how I figured out why money is even powerful, is because we give it power. So then our true money is our energies. So if we're able to come together in a group, we're able to feed off of each other's energies instead of going outside and working for some, man that we don't even know what his agenda is and stuff like that. So I feel like a lot of people come across it and they get it, and even if it didn't come from us, they get this certain knowledge like this from other people or whatever. But then they go back to doing what they was doing before. Like my biological father, my mom's boyfriend, when I talked to him about it, they know the knowledge, but they decided to keep doing what they want to do. They decided to keep smoking cigarettes and doing harm to the body. And this is just showing other people that that's okay. Like that's showing our next generation this is okay. And they decide to keep doing dumb stuff. So I feel like there's going to be a handful of people that really get it and that really push it into the next generation. But that's us being the change that we want to see. I feel like the knowledge that we leave online is going to help the kids and the next generation, like great great grandkids. It's going to go back and be like, look what my great great grandma stood for. Like, and then at least if they get caught up in the system, they'll have another solution to their problems. Like I can go live in nature. Like I don't need to be in these boxes all the time. I can go do what my great great grandma was doing. So that's what is important to me, is to leave that awareness.
Now let me ask you this: as far as like dealing with family members and all of that, like, do you feel that you owe, or like when I think about, it's kind of like my family members, like they played a big role as far as like taking care of me and like helping me out as far as financially when I was struggling and all of that. But do you feel, because I'm kind of in that vibe, in that type of space where I have like an aunt here in my she's somebody that lives around me that is kind of like, she's not with the knowledge as far as the diet or just understanding of any type of consciousness. She tries to understand a little bit, but it's kind of just like attitude. Like, really, I think it's just really against my father, because my father kind of showed us the way as far as on educating us and on Dick Gregory and just other little things of consciousness and stuff. And it's not really, she's not hating on him for the right reason as far as like when we talk about the knowledge. She understands as far as the diet, like this is the true shit. But she feels like it's kind of like more of like she can't do it, like it's fear in her as far as like she's just not stuff, and at the same time, it's like she agrees, but she's just not ready for that information. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to figure out is kind of, do you have that same relationship with your family members?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like whenever you come into something that's different than what we all been programmed to, it's like I feel like for real, I feel like the genes, like I'm sure y'all study like genes and stuff. So I'm thinking like in my generation, there are certain people that thought, or in my gene history, there are certain people that had these thoughts to do something different, but they might have only went a certain way. And then for me, how I'm set up, I'm going to be that change that needs to be done. So I feel like even I learned this when I was doing business. When I started being like, I don't want to work a job, I want to own my own business. Family members will be like, you need to go get a real job. And they'll start looking at you like you're not, you're not even like, why are you doing this? Because you got to start out at a certain level. They might not see the whole bigger picture. But as long as you see, a lot of people be like, well, my family don't want me to do it, so I'm gonna do it. Even people, kids are programmed to go to college. They don't want to go to college to do that, but they'll do it just because their family told them to do it. But inside their truth, they don't want to do that. So it's basically like I feel like it's the same thing with the spirituality journey. Like when people are like, oh, you want to go